Hi! Today's shoot was very impromptu. There was little to no planning. Actually, I'd say there was no planning involved with this. Basically, I have been living in my own place now for a couple of weeks, and I just wanted to test out the space, check where I can plug the lights in, check where I can put the backdrops. And my friend Ben just messaged me seeing if I was around, and I was like, come model for me. So it was very impromptu. The only clothes he had with him were the ones that he had. So it was one of those things where we just had to work with what we had. It also meant that I was trying to get a bit more creative. So there's just some creative ideas in there to make the images, like normal studio images, look a bit more funky. I know that people have asked me how I achieve things because I don't always explain it on YouTube, but I'm hoping that I'll be a bit better at that today, and I will like talk through exactly why I'm doing stuff. So hopefully it will be quite helpful to watch.
So first up, here I am with my glamorous assistant and model Ben, and what we're doing here is basically sellotaping coloured cellophane sheets over the front of my soft boxes. I've used this so many times over the years. You may have seen it on my YouTube or my Instagram, and it's so effective and so cheap. Because I use continuous lights rather than flash, the natural light in my images is really important. So basically what I'm trying to do here is achieve a nice pink bright background whilst also creating atmosphere in the foreground on Ben. Finding the right lighting is a lot of trial and error. However, after back and forth quite a bit, I decided that I would use the left-hand window along with the right-hand side softbox to illuminate the backdrop to create that nice even pink colour. I've then got my main light to the left of Ben, which has the nice pink cellophane over the front, which creates a nice glare over his left-hand side. Although this did look quite cool, I did want a more neutral light on the right-hand side of Ben's face, so I went a bit rogue and used my living room lamp just to give that little extra bit of light on the right-hand side of the face. It is a little bit difficult to see here, however I am using a glass crystal in front of the lens to make the images a little bit more funky. It isn't the most original idea, I have seen a lot of it, however it is really fun to do, and this is something that I usually try in post-production where I've got a lot more control over it. Don't get me wrong, this was really effective and I did quite enjoy it, however I felt like I needed 3 arms because I was trying to hold the camera and focus at the same time, take the picture and also hold the crystal. So it just ended up being a bit of an arm workout, especially with such a heavy camera. So moving on, another piece of clothing that Ben had with him was this snazzy orange coat, and we paired this with a blue backdrop, so there was a bit of colour theory going on there, and I also really like the contrast. The lighting setup this time was pretty basic. All I had was my 2 soft boxes without any gels, and I had these kind of feathering across the front of Ben's face, so it was very soft light, and also this way the angle that I've got them pointed nicely illuminate the backdrop too.
I reckon like a whoa. Whoa, that's cool. Whoa. Maybe bring a leg towards me, can you do that?
I felt like Robocop. I was just like, zoom.
And finally, for the last bit of experimentation, we ditched the coat and I used some coloured cellophane, exactly the same colour combination, and held this over the front of the lens, which gave some really interesting effects.